Nah, I know. I'm streaming right now, so I was gonna call you back. I was gonna call you right like after this.
Hello, don't make me call out. Yeah. Yeah. Don't make me call out. Hello. Nah, let me stop.
Wait, I was supposed to be the thing? Hold on. Wait, I was supposed to be the thing? Hold on. Wait. Edit. Investing in myself perfectly. Okay, I jumped out of bed. What I'm about to eat. So I pass away perfectly. 2016.
Get low. Bend it over to you.
I don't even have Valorant audience though. Oh, Valorant audience.
Walls out of the ground.
What
I think
it?
we can,
X10.
we can let that one slide.
Oh,
X10
damn.
walk away with
Okay,
this
cool.
round in pretty convincing fashion. Early A aggression was a staple of their half previously, and well, it ain't going anywhere.
Yes, bottom fragging?
If your Crashy's there, like I feel like if he died just normally, because he was very low, then maybe you're not annoyed by this.
Yeah. No, oh, come on. No.
Even he went, ooh.
Yes. That's where seeing it from his perspective is so much worse. He just flick shots him on a rope. Good God. Well, that is definitely a frustrating way to die. We've got a timeout out of Envy on the back of that round, and you know, there's a number of reasons for that.
Crashy's just explaining what just happened.
He's like,
it's
on the rope, bro.
Shot that one bullet and it got me in the head.
But yeah, coming into this one, we already mentioned that X10 were in a little bit of danger. 9-7, Envy win. All of a sudden, the economy is flowing in their favor. They're about to wreck their opponent's economy, push up to 11, and things are looking fantastic. Now, they're going to delve deep into their economy to rebuy up everything. But the main problem is that X10 have become that little bit more unpredictable. Having 4 players early push A is an absolutely ludicrous strategy. That is not something that you imagine in your wildest dreams will come at you in such an important round. And if they can do it there, they can do it anywhere.
The thing that impresses me most is that this team has the utmost confidence in Scary. Like, they are more than willing to just go, we will leave you on your own. They're doing it again in this round, even though the strategy is different, and just say, you're going to be the rock for the team. And he doesn't necessarily play it passively. Like, he falls back off his utility, but he is more than willing to challenge a lot of players in the past. So,
well, I mean, you say his utility. He's even put his wall down to defend the A site.
He's
looking to help mid and A while playing B without the wall. Now, if you compare this to Envy, we said that Marv didn't really get value from the wall on the B site the majority of the time, and considering the Viper's Pit is active, you can see exactly why that utility can be a little bit more useful elsewhere. I'm curious though. Taking a look.
They're just running in.
Yeah, taking a look at this A site, it's going to be full aggression coming out of Envy. They're rushing in towards the site. Plans coming down, and, well, maybe not, because Patapan just keeps getting aggressive. This guy's ridiculous.
He must have got detained. He was trying to time that so that he wouldn't, but I guess it doesn't even matter at this point. FNS will be able to get one. Actually, Crashies has got another in response. Now, you can see straight away Sushi Boys is just going to be out of there. Running back, making sure he doesn't give things up, especially with the fact that they already have the spike on the deck. And while it's getting dangerous, but thankfully Paddy is just still fragging. Just dominates Envy in this round. 4 kills for him. He was ducking in and out of their own lockdown, even gets detained, and then comes back and kills 2 more.
He literally stopped them from defusing by just running at them through Viper utility.
Or planting.
Fell back, then went out for another, sorry, planting, yeah. Then went out for more up on this angle, pulled out of his dismiss early to fight again. That was one of the most aggressive rounds that we've seen from Patty, and, well, he's certainly earned that 9th round for X10.
Yeah, I like how the game actually detained him for a bit. He else needs to calm down a bit. So 9-9.
Yeah.
We're going to see this aggressive push once again. Oh, this time he's getting tagged up, trying to dodge the Hunter's Fury. And actually, Scary's the one to take down. I don't know how Crashies is so successful with this piece of utility. Like, he has tagged Patty low, but also they managed to kill off a teammate.
I'm a little bit concerned here. We talk about this operator aggression. Sushi Boys has pushed all the way up on B, but there is a player waiting for him in that corner, and it is a game of chicken now. Who is going to get bored first? Who's going to assume that this angle is dead, that there's no one around it, and it's Marv about to walk on back straight across the operator's sidelines, and he somehow wins the duel. That's the operator gone, and B control now in the hands of Envy.
Well, this is the problem. When you only leave one defender of this B site, Foxy has to be dead here.
No.
He doesn't expect anybody to still be here.
Okay.
Try to check the recon. And well, this round is just perfect from Envy. They are catching every single player off guard. It's left on to Cruz. He needs an absolute miracle. Manages to get himself a couple. Spots Crashies crossing as well. Surely there's no way.
He has a res. If he gets this kill, he can potentially pull him back into it. 3 kills for him already. He'll look wide. Sees no one there. Here's the res coming through. They'll peek in to try and take him down, and they succeed. Foxy having to make this 1v2 a reality. His teammates done the legwork, but it's still not an easy close. They know exactly where he is. He's ready for the peak. He has the info on both players, but Crashies closes it out with double digits on the board for Envy. The lead is back in their hands.
That shouldn't have even been close. Like, it shouldn't have even been
Oh
close. That was a 1
Envy
versus
almost lost
5
that.
where he gets
That's
3
so
kills
crazy.
and then gets a res to bring back a
almost lost
teammate.
that.
Like, that should have been a round that was just
That's
over
too
before it even
crazy.
began.
That's too...
Well, initially at least, very well played by Envy, but I'm a bit worried that those rounds can even become close, because that's a couple of times now. We saw it was Scary as well.
Yeah, and you remember, wasn't it Cruz that came out of a game with the same amount of kills as a turret?
I think it was.
I swear it was.
He's also had some very good games.
Yeah,
I want to point that out as well.
That's what I'm saying, right? The same guy
He's
that...
not second to Timmy every single time.
Tie fragged with Timmy the turret, ends up coming in here with those shots and almost saving the round. Great shot out of Sushi Boys.
Is the
Already
best.
going to have the opening with the Blade Storm, and Envy gearing up for a B take. Well, they've still got Scary to deal with, and he's a couple of friends coming to join him as well.
Yeah, this is a heavy rotation. Again, they have these sort of gamble stacks coming through. This time it's Patty left on the other side of the map, just holding back. But
no, this is first round.
Realistically, they're more reliant on Ye. He's had a pretty quiet map so far. We talk about, oh, Diablo is one of the most dangerous jets statistically. One of the highest performers at the I think was the highest at the previous event. But
wait,
we're yet
he
to
got
really
legged.
see that same level
wallbanged.
from him just yet.
Oh my gosh.
There's that wall going down
Oh
for the
my,
defenders to try and allow them to retake, but they might not even need it. Not if Cruz is hitting shots like that. Slow orb going through on both sides. The yellow up on top. Sushi Boys got an angle, an opportunity, but they don't need to play too aggressive. X10 have all the control of the map. There's 30 seconds left and a 2-player advantage in their favor. Out comes the swing from Cruz, who does go down to the shot dart. The follow-up is there. Scary, not expected to be on the same spot that his teammate just died on. Leaving Crashies to attempt to save, but there are players everywhere. They're hunting him down. They do not want this weapon to be carried forward, and
oh
they
my
will not allow it.
goodness, how does he?
Yeah, it's going to be picked back up as well, and Sushi Boys will keep that for the next round. The thing that I'm actually finding quite weird at the moment is in terms of the two teams, X10, in terms of the interplay between the squad, I would say they've done it better. Like, their trading has been so fast. I'm not giving a second notice for a lot of these players to actually adapt in these moments. Like, you see FNS try and get aggressive, he's already got a bullet in his head. So we're looking at 10-10. And because of that last round, because they lost so many players in a 1 versus 5, they don't have enough money to buy now.
He's having a bad day.
That's a very good point. For
He's
Envy, this
a bad
essentially
day.
means conceding the round. But we've seen it from them before. We've seen them win rounds with classics,
Yeah, we've
Tom,
come with
so
a classic, yeah.
I'm not sure I'm going to count them out of it just yet, especially when someone like Ye has got that rifle to try and make it work, that aggression out.
That's what I like to see, Ye.
That's what I like to see.
Very sexy.
And that is an opening duel in favor of Envy, an attempt by Cruz that almost gives a second. I'm getting a little bit afraid for this defensive side. Good thing is, pretty stacked up on A. 3 players here. But Envy are keeping their options open, lurking in towards the B side just in case they want to switch
Oh,
gear.
let's go,
And these kills are
Mavd.
just being
Oh
offered up on a
my.
plate.
Yeah, talk about the trading. Just moments later, it's just instant 1v1s, giving these opportunities
Corners?
over Cruz.
Check
They're not really
corners?
peeking
Check,
for him, though,
thank you.
but Marved again. He's found so much
Oh,
impact
it's
over the
a 4v2,
last
we don't
couple,
lose.
and
Yeah, we don't
Foxy
lose,
tries to
we
make a
don't
hero
lose.
play and
Yeah,
instead
we don't lose.
loses his life. So many weapons, and there's a lurk coming through from Crashies as well.
Oh,
This
no,
kill is
the-
as
oh,
free
one
as it
is-
gets.
oh, damn.
Scary goes down, and while you mentioned it at the beginning of the round, we've seen Envy win with less. That one was almost too easy.
They might pause here. They almost have to. After that kind of play, I think X10 are going to be gutted with that. And I see the timer frozen up the top. That has to be an X10 pause as well. They just allowed themselves, all right, Patty's aggression, it was whatever. Those kind of things happen, but Sushi Boys with an operator going up on the rope like that, obviously he's trying to reposition, but at that stage, no control. You know, you are really rolling the
They
dice
just
on
left
that,
my
leaving it
man
up to
hanging.
timing, and every duel that they took was a
This is why we're
1vx.
losing.
It is
This
not
is
a
why
good
we're
round for
winning.
X10, and so
No?
that timeout, very, very understandable that they've called it right now, especially considering we're so deep into the game.
Yeah, and especially when we're on their map choice. Like, this is not one that you want to let slip away. Like, I don't think that
Wait,
we've
this is their
necessarily
map
seen
choice?
the best from Envy here, especially with one
Damn.
of their star players being a bit quieter than
They're
normal.
about to- they're about to
I
get
don't think that
shit
happens two
on.
maps in a row.
Holy.
So I think that realistically, X10 need to capitalize on this scenario, and after having some incredible rounds, like strong reads, rotations, even just having some strong interplay, to then go to a round like that, where it's basically just solo peaks, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, it really is. It doesn't look like a round from them. You know, sure, the A aggression can come through, and we saw it from Patty before where he found that 4K, but to do it so consistently with one player in a round like that, you know, because they're ready for the A aggression. You've already shown them that. There's VODs of you doing that at this tournament consistently. So it's a risk. And one that most certainly has not paid off this time around. As we move into round 22, Envy could be looking at map point on their opponent's map pick if they can find this one, and then X10 would have no money. This is a dire situation for the defenders. They need to pick this one up. Good thing is, it looks like Sushi Boys is about to have an opportunity to use this glass cannon operator.
Yeah, he's in a strong spot. It's just whether or not he's going to get caught out by the drone. Now, they should have someone else to break it, which means he can re-aggress onto the angle. However, when you spot that, you're always going to be a little bit more careful. Yay is just pushing all the way through.
Hello?
He's found his way into kitchen. His opponent doesn't
Wait,
even seem to
headphones?
realize. There we go. The sound finally given away to Foxy, a little bit too focused on what was going on around him. And actually, the shot's been missed.
He just sprinted up the tube, and Foxy was just looking away, absolutely clueless. This is a
If he wins
ludicrous
this
duel.
battle after all
Oh,
this,
no.
Oh my goodness, Foxy's lost the plot.
He's having a mare. Oh my god. 2 versus 4. Patty with a damn good attempt, but Cruz has to clutch it out. He's seen one player. He saw him again. There we go. He's realized, but the taps are not going to land, and now Envy fall back. Hunter's Fury to play with in the post plant, even a shock dart as well, a snake bite. I don't think you're getting back in for this one, Cruz, unless some serious
Cruz
mistakes
got
are made
there,
by
man.
Envy.
Please. Like, Cruz is the best,
Spotted
man.
as
Like,
well.
please,
All
bro,
the
don't do
information that they could ever need, and
They show you the best.
yeah, there's also a flank coming through from Marv, so there's no chance in this round. Saving the rifle is the best bet. Just going to try and retreat, but I don't think that's going to be allowed either. Trying to spot Marv, but he's just hit the time.
Bro, Marv the most-
12 to 10.
Whoa.
Envy are going to take themselves an extra round in the lead, and I want to know how shaky the finances are now, because if you're falling back to save in those sort of
then
moments,
they
that
win.
probably means you needed that gun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
way
They
they
had
lose that.
basically no cash coming into that round. We saw their investment go down to
And then they
0
win.
on some players, and yeah, look, they're going to be able to get light shields on
They
the
will
majority
not
of
lose.
players, a judge,
Yeah, they
some
got judge.
specters.
Must have lots of
Envy?
cash.
Yeah, it's
2-1.
a great buy,
2-1.
isn't it? I mean, hell, we saw the triple judge
telling
play
you,
earlier
Envy
on
2-1.
work out in one of the earlier games.
We
so
can't be like
what
Sen,
can we
bro,
say?
and lose twice.
I've wiped that from my brain.
Can't be like
Yeah,
Sen and
no,
lose
I
twice.
don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Well, we're coming into this potentially final round, and X10 need to win 2 in a row. Weak weapons, Hunter's Fury trying to catch them off, and Patty nearly goes down
So
to a
good with
Cruz.
it.
Unfortunately does. I don't know how Crashies gets that value every time. In the corner, Sushi Boys is in trouble. He dashes out, but still gets caught, and they are falling left, right, and center. This is looking like Envy have it on lockdown, unless there's a huge play on the way from X10.
Yeah, they need to kill off Marved. Otherwise, just an opening here is going to be so tough. The jump through,
Okay.
looking for that extra little bit of vision.
On
but
top of
Victor
KJs,
has
what-
just
oh
slammed
my
them back.
goodness.
Envy are going to take their opponent's
Oh
map choice and
my.
go marching on to split. It's
No
a victory
way,
that we
it's their
somewhat
Moxus
expected,
and they
but
lost.
a back and forth all the way throughout the map. A real opportunity here for X10.
That's
But I feel a
crazy.
few sloppy mistakes may have just cost them Icebox.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a couple of rounds here or there. In a way, those are some of the hardest losses to take when it's that close.
Yeah.
And you look back at it and think, man, if I just didn't peek that one time. Reality is, though, you can't think like that all the time. Yeah, sure, if Paddy didn't get aggressive on A that one time, hey, they wouldn't have lost that round. But if he didn't do it a couple rounds before, he wouldn't have gotten a 4K and saved the round. So it's like, you gotta kind of take the good with the bad when it comes to that sort of stuff. Great attempt by X10 up against, remember, a team that it's not like Envy are bad. It's not like they perform poorly at international events. This is a seasoned team of veterans that have proven themselves again and again. But unfortunately for X10, they now need to win 2 maps in a row, starting with Envy's choice.
Yeah, no, obviously this is a Masters Berlin finalist for anybody who somehow managed to miss that event. Like, there is definitely some caliber when it comes to this MV team, but they have been taken far. I think that's why this map almost just feels that little bit disappointing for X10, is not because they were outclassed. That's not the case at all. This was a very close map and a few key rounds that ended up going the way of Envy. Now, I want to give Envy the credit where it's due. I think some of their mid-round adaptations, as we always expect from someone like FNS, were solid. We've seen a great performance out from Marved and Crashies, 2 players that we've highlighted many a time for being some of the best role players in the entire world. So if you're going to still be able to have that, maybe have Jaego missing every once in a while and still win a map, hey, that's all good for them, because as I said, Jaego missing for a map, it happens once.
Yeah, and the thing is, we highlighted it as we went through that game. It really didn't feel like Ye was missing per se, but he was the entire defensive half. He was just left on like, oh, you're going to 1v5 retake. Wait, what? Like, he was out of the action for the first 10 rounds or so, and we eventually saw him have an all right half to close it out. All in all, this is a solid start for Envy. Tom, do you see a way back in for X10?
I don't want to answer that. You know what? I'm going to throw it over to a break, because then they can take it, and I don't have to say what I think. So we'll see you in a bit.
It's an ad, bro. Damn, think about also a whole HyperX headset? I wish I had that, bro.
Souls.
Scream like, I don't know what's on it. Hold you're gonna be in the big ball. What?
What is that sniper? It says it has 3 bullets and you shoot once and it's out. Just don't give me a sniper, that's all. That's all. That's all.
I think it is sniper.
Holy f, people are trying hard for the arena points. No one even landed on me. That's just funny. What are you doing, bro? What you should that kid? Gut, genau.
Jo. Okay. I gotta end. Sad, but I gotta end. I'll stream when I get